What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Observe and Proceed, where I observe and proceed to react. And today we got about 3 videos to get through, starting with this police pursuit where the dude tried to flee in like a river or something in Illinois somewhere. Then we had a California, Santa Clarita. There was a big accident with a bus and like a gravel truck. It looks crazy. And last we have a Harvard shooter. Yeah, he was outside of Harvard somewhere. This dude went crazy, started shooting this automatic rifle, and then a Marine took him down. So yeah, a lot of stuff happened the last couple days. Let's get to it, but first I want to thank my subscribers and everyone that's been liking the video. I highly appreciate you. If you can do that for me, I'll appreciate you too. Anyway, let's get into it. This first video right here, the pursuit. Somewhere in Illinois, I'm not sure where. It says St. Louis, but it ain't like Missouri, St. Louis. It's Illinois or something. St. Clair County.
Bar 11. It's going to be approaching the circle at 9th.
Law Avenue approaching the circle at 9th.
Going back towards the center median again. U-turn northbound at 28. Keep it black car. Somebody come out of
Okay.
When you squad car, get up higher. Squad car up higher. We got room to
Turned our
roll.
alarm off. Thank you.
Hey, I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna go up.
Make sure you get out. When you do box them higher.
Oh, wow. They got the
Ran
gun
his
on
way out
him,
of-
and he's still moving?
I-270 westbound.
Stopping the roadway drivers out running. East of the
Wait, was that 2 different drivers, or like we just missed a huge part of the video that they didn't put in where he switched cars?
north of the interstate. Passenger is still in the truck.
Hey, show your hands.
Look, he's in a river. I'll drown myself.
You ready? Hey, hey.
They're gonna tase him in the water? Oh,
Go,
oh.
get.
You know, I wonder if the water has any more effect that he got tased, like the electrocution and everything. He clearly survived, so I guess not.
Our bookstore is like a
Anyway, yeah, that was
Neo-Victorian and steampunk.
what they released. Let's actually get some inside context on it.
Tonight, a man is in a St. Clair County jail after a wild chase last week that involved smashing into vehicles and jumping into water. First Alert 4's Claire Kellett walks us through the chaos that was all caught on camera.
Wednesday afternoon, police responded to the Illinois Central school bus lot here on Buncombe Road in Caseyville. An employee believes she spotted her ex-boyfriend, whom she had an order of protection from.
Going back towards the center median again.
When officers arrived, the suspect took off. This is video from the helicopter search. A number of agencies joined in as the suspect got on.
Okay, so he was always in that pickup truck, but what was that black car that almost ran the officer over where they had the guns pointed at it?
Interstate 255. Well, then the suspect runs into a logjam on 270, but as police surround his vehicle, he rams his way through.
Oh, he rammed the black car. I didn't even notice that.
Officers say he hit 2
Oh,
police
wow.
vehicles and 3 civilian cars, but thankfully nobody was hurt. Police then placed spike strips to deflate the suspect's tires. And as he got near the Chain of Rocks Bridge, he bailed from his car, ran into the woods, officers chasing after him. Then the suspect jumps into the water, submerging himself in a desperate attempt to get away. Well, that didn't work. Police arrived with a helicopter overhead, tased him on the shoreline, taking him into custody. And a short time later, police found his gun under the water. Now, Ramon Chillers is facing 8 different charges, including several felonies.
Police say both the firearm and the truck Chillers was driving were reported stolen out of Missouri. Now, you can watch the full pursuit right now inside this story on FirstAlert4.com. Claire Kellett, First Alert 4.
So, yeah, I mean, he probably ran in the water to try to get rid of that gun. He stole the gun? Wow. Of course. With the truck. 10 years minimum. Was the video posted to show the officer's lack of training, the officer flourishing the other officers and himself with his weapon is disturbing. The one officer car in the K9 said K9, but he either didn't have one or was too afraid to let it out. Instead, he violated Axon Taser guidelines by tasering someone in water and tasering a subject who was fleeing. That's what I was thinking about, the tasering in water. That was kind of wild to me. Someone should forward this video to Axon Taser. I don't think they're going to get disciplined or anything like that. Anyway, then we're going to go back to California right here. This was wild. This crash was crazy. It was a bus that crashed into a gravel truck or the other way around. Let's check it out.
On assignment manager Mark Liu at the desk got some major breaking news to tell you about a crash involving a bus and a gravel truck in Santa Clarita. Now, these are live pictures from SkyCal. You can see a huge amount of damage between these very large vehicles. This is an extremely
cars
accident,
too.
and now as SkyCal makes an orbit, we are seeing this for the first time as well. It looks like there is a small passenger car, that white vehicle, also involved here. This is at Golden Valley Road and Center Point Parkway in the Santa Clarita area. Now, LA County Fire says they responded here just about
Look like oil
25
spilled
minutes
all
ago.
over the street,
9:45 was the report of a multi-vehicle collision here, and you can see the damage. Now, there's that white car, there's this large big rig carrying what appears to be gravel, and then there's a Santa Clarita Valley transit bus right there also involved. Now, this was a key part of the concern for LA County firefighters because there were passengers on this bus. We were hearing there were as many as 13 people on this bus. One of them may have been suffering from critical injuries. There was also a report that there may have had to been what's called an extrication, where someone was trapped. Now, we don't know what vehicle that person was trapped in, but LA County firefighters did have to use tools in order to get one of those patients out of there. Now, you can see here, this appears to be a small makeshift triage area where there are some people from that bus that don't appear to have too many injuries, but this entire intersection here is closed. Golden Valley Road at Center Point Parkway.
I mean, if you get in an accident in the bus, unless it flips, you're pretty much protected because it's a big vehicle and everything. It's like you're sitting high too, so the car is crashing in. But the fact that the gravel truck crashed into it, that's amazing that they didn't get seriously injured. They say one person might have, but dang, look at that gravel truck pretty much rode on top of this car. How about this passenger? I mean, this driver right here.
This is right across the street from something called the Santa Clarita Valley Sports Complex, if you're familiar with the area. But you can see LA County Sheriff's deputies are up there as well. Multiple ambulances you see there on the left side of your screen. We don't know if anybody has actually been rushed to the hospital yet. There's that sports complex that I was talking to you about. This is a major intersection right in the north part of Santa Clarita. Now, we don't have a cause yet on this crash, but you can see lots of damage to all of the vehicles involved here, and there are injuries, certainly, that LA County fire paramedics are going to be dealing with here. We apologize for the signal breaking up. SkyCal trying to tune in to the right mountaintop there to get a strong signal. Now, this appears to be a fourth vehicle also involved here, another white sedan, very severe damage to the front. It looks like the airbags went off. So you can see lots of things for LA County firefighters have to deal with all at the same time. And again, we do know that at least one person had to be cut from one of these vehicles. We don't have really a condition on any of the drivers here, but at least one person wasn't critical, and there were patients on that bus. It looks like everyone has been able to get off of that bus, as we don't see firefighters going in there anymore. But all of that gravel that big rig was carrying, it has now spilled over onto the side. This is going to be a massive cleanup, and of course, this area is going to be closed to make sure that everything gets taken care of that firefighters need to do, include treating patients. And
damn, the
it
windows
looks like
went
now
out.
SkyCal goes around on that bus and gets a better look. The entire window on the driver's side of the bus has been smashed out, which likely meant that there was glass everywhere. Certainly that could have caused injuries to people on this bus. This must have been terrifying for those that were riding that Santa Clarita transit bus through this area. But Amy and Chris, you can see this intersection is going to be closed for at least the next several hours. This is a major crash. There has to be, of course, the treatment of everybody that was injured here, and of course the investigation. And then they're going to have to clear this all up. It's going to require some very heavy-duty tow trucks. But the first concern is, of course, the injured.
Yes, definitely.
How did this happen?
You see that this is a large intersection, and you can't help
That's what I want to know.
Those skid marks that are going through that intersection that look like they are from the trail of that truck, which, I mean, a truck that size has got to be tough to stop, you know, with all that gravel in there. And certainly that white car there really seems to be taking a lot of the damage right there.
Yeah, that's a really great eye. It does look like those skid marks are coming from that large big rig, and it was carrying a full double load of gravel. So a huge amount of force behind that vehicle. You know,
but how did it happen?
Acceleration. We don't know how fast that truck was going or why those skid marks were there, if it was swerving to get out of the way or if the driver lost control or there was some issue with the bus or those other two cars, or if there was
no witness recounts
involved here.
You couldn't get an interview.
At the scene. We just don't know that. This is a very fresh crash scene right now. LA County Sheriff's deputies.
All right, well, man, there isn't even a comment over here, is there? Hold on, let's reload it, maybe because I had it on here for a minute.
Involving
still one comment. You could see the tire marks as the gravel truck was turning. He definitely took the curve very fast and lost control. 28 years on the road, I've seen everything. So they're saying it was a gravel truck's fault. Wow. See, that's why when you're driving trucks like that, you are highly, you got a lot of responsibilities, and you are highly responsible for that truck and everyone on the road. If you do one mistake, things like this happen, everyone gets hurt, you can kill people, it's happened. And you're going to get charged, man. I don't know what's worth driving these. I don't. Anyway. This was wild. There was a dude that just went nuts and just started shooting random people outside of Harvard driving around. Like, this was pretty crazy. Check this out.
Terrifying moments outside Boston. A man with an assault-style rifle opening fire on this busy highway around lunchtime.
Shooting back.
Randomly pointing at traffic near Harvard University. People running for their lives, others hiding in their vehicles.
I tried to crawl underneath the seats, and then I saw that was getting closer and closer, and I could see him coming, so I crawled out of the van.
2 men in their cars were hit, suffering life-threatening injuries.
Dang.
Police saying the gunman fired up to 60 shots, at one point seen smashing this car window.
I opened my car door to peek out to see what was going on, and the shooter was right there. He was aimed right at me.
Was it like rapid fire, like a
rapid? Like pow, 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 pow.
A state trooper and a former Marine were nearby and jumped into action, shooting the suspect.
Went towards the suspect with their weapons.
That's good.
To try to end that situation. Both the civilian and the trooper fired their weapons, and that suspect was struck multiple times in the extremities.
Without their quick and selfless acts, today's situation would have been a lot worse.
Authorities say the suspect, 46-year-old Tyler Brown, was on probation. Our Boston station, WCVB, reports he has an extensive criminal record, pleading guilty to a previous shootout with Boston police in 2020.
After a previous shootout with police, and he's out? How? And they say only California we let criminals out, man. Look, this is a nationwide thing.
Prior conviction for assault and battery. The district attorney at the time slamming the prison sentence Brown received as too lenient. Police say this latest shootout has left many people traumatized.
Those individuals on the river, walking, pushing baby carriages, riding by. We know that that weapon had the capacity to have struck people on the other side of that river.
At least a dozen vehicles were hit by gunfire. The suspect is in police custody in the hospital.
He survived, bro. What? Stop releasing criminals. The judges need to be held accountable. Yeah, and it's not just California. You guys on YouTube always, oh, California. No, it's everywhere, bro. Anyway, this is a more detailed story about the Marine that saved the day.
New tonight, officials are cautiously optimistic 2 men randomly shot by a gunman on Memorial Drive will make a full recovery. And as they
okay, so the victims will recover. That's good.
There are more questions about how the suspect got. got his hands on an assault-style rifle. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Lisa Hughes.
I mean,
And
they
I'm
sell
David
them on
Wayne.
the
Tonight, we
black
know the man
market.
accused of shooting into passing cars and nearby buildings had left a psychiatric hospital just days earlier. Over the next half hour, we will dig into the suspect's background and criminal history, find out what happened in the moments leading up to the shooting. We're going to speak to a family member of one of the victims and hear from officials who say this incomprehensible violence could have been prevented.
Our team coverage starts tonight with Julie McDonald in Cambridge.
Praise tonight for a Marine and state trooper who responded to this terrifying situation yesterday. Investigators remain amazed that no one was killed and hopeful that both victims will fully recover.
God was there preventing anyone dying.
When called upon, heroism that in my 30-plus years in law enforcement represents arguably the most heroic thing I've ever seen.
Massachusetts' highest leaders in law enforcement fear the shooting spree across Memorial Drive in Cambridge Monday would have been more dire, even deadly, had it not been for the courage and quick thinking of a Marine veteran and responding state trooper.
Many people who were in the other cars reporting that he was the person knocking on windows, telling them to go, trying to direct them in a way that would not put them on the line of fire.
District Attorney Marion Ryan said she is cautiously optimistic both victims will fully recover. The uncle of one of those men, a Cambridge neighbor, shot multiple times while moving his car, told WBZ he is hopeful after his nephew's surgery.
That's the information I believe that give me the courage. If he's talking, they got to do some other surgeries. I pray to God that he'll be okay.
See, this wasn't even racial. He shot a black guy.
That's the most important thing for him to be okay, but
black guy shot a black guy.
Also in the hospital, shooting suspect Tyler Brown, who investigators say had relapsed on drugs when he fired off more than 60 rounds across busy Memorial Drive.
He relapsed on drugs, man.
Just hours
more than
before
that.
the shooting, on a FaceTime call with his parole officer,
Got some demons in
Brown
him, bro.
allegedly showed off his rifle and described himself as no longer being Tyler Brown, saying he was now repping his shooter name, saying he's not going back to jail, and making suicidal statements.
That's a demon, bro. He was demon possessed.
The police report confirms Tyler Brown had been released from McLean Psychiatric Hospital 3 days prior and was diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, and depression. The 46-year-old Brown has a lengthy criminal history, including drug charges, assault and battery with a knife, and shooting at police officers, for which he pleaded guilty and served time. In Cambridge, I'm Julie McDonald, WBZ
Served like a couple
Julie,
years,
thank you. The
like
suspect served about 5 years behind
5
bars
years
for
for
that
shooting at
previous
police.
confrontation with police and had court-ordered mental health treatments. But the prosecutor who put him away argued that he should still be in prison to this day.
Right.
Brenda Truitt takes a closer look at the controversial sentence.
It's easy to say, give somebody 100 years, but it's not justice.
As a clearer picture of the Memorial Drive shooter comes into focus, so do questions on how someone with his record was out to begin with. Court records show us 46-year-old Tyler Brown recently ended his time behind bars for a shootout with police in 2020. In 2021, a judge sentenced Brown to 5 to 6 years in prison. That sentence is up.
I'm devastated to see what happened in Cambridge. Right?
Former U.S. Attorney Rachel Rollins was the district attorney who prosecuted Brown's 2020 shooting. She's now running for that same post again. Her team pushed for double the sentencing, requesting 10 to 12 years, worried he would do it again, but the judge declined.
We were thoughtful and measured when we came up with that number, and I...
10 to 12 years sounds light to me, bro. Like, I don't know, like, how do you shoot it out with police? Because that's law enforcement. That's, like, double the charge of a shootout. And it's, like, it's not attempted murder. There's people that just, like, they shot it out with, like, their, like, some enemy they had. And they got 25 to life for that. Like, how? 10 to 12 years? What? Did he have, like, the best lawyers or something? I don't get it.
Was so disappointed in the sentence. quite frankly, from the bench that I issued a press release, which is very, very rare.
But retired Judge Jack Lew, who was not affiliated with the case, says the sentencing in Brown's 2020 trial was textbook and followed proper guidelines set out by state law.
It was not a failure of the justice system. It was the proper functioning of the justice system.
Lew suggests mental health resources should be examined in this case. Court records show us Brown was just released from a psychiatric hospital on Friday, 3 days before he started his rampage in Cambridge.
Why was he like... The problem here is demon possession, I'm telling you. Anyone like psychotic like that, they got demons, man. You can't just like give them drugs and then like, oh, we will release them in 3 weeks. Nah, that doesn't solve the problem. You're masking it.
What happened today cannot stand.
Hours after the shooting, Middlesex County District Attorney Marianne Ryan referenced a bill around the so-called reckless discharge of a weapon, but it's struggling to pass the legislature. House Bill 1656 would punish anyone without regard for the risk of serious bodily injury who intentionally or recklessly discharges a firearm, even if they don't hit the person. If passed, it could have applied to Brown's previous case and added up to 5 years of prison time per charge.
That is a bill we filed for the last 4 sessions. It has not been passed.
And we're told Brown will face a judge in this case as soon as his recovery allows. Prosecutors are ready to file at least 6 weapons and assault charges against him. In Cambridge, Brandon Jewett, WBZ News.
And thank you. And one key unanswered.
So they don't file attempted murder like in Massachusetts. Like, come on. He tried to kill multiple people, bro. That should be a life sentence right there, bro. Like, what?
Question tonight is, where did the suspect get the gun? Tyler Brown doesn't
Black
have a
market.
gun license. District Attorney Ryan
That's the
says her
dumbest
office
question,
is
bro.
investigating where that
Where do
assault
criminals
style
get
rifle
guns?
came from. Tom Greco, the special agent in charge of the ATF in Boston, says that type of rifle can be tracked.
Guns are certainly rarer, and they can go for a higher price depending on the dealer.
He says it is possible the weapon and the ammunition were stolen, or
Most criminals get guns that are not licensed to them. That's why like gun laws ain't gonna change anything. The criminals are gonna have the guns. The citizens ain't gonna have the guns to protect themselves. Yeah, blue states, man. Maybe who let him out shooting at police and he gets 5 years, it should be 25. That's what I'm saying. Like 25 to life automatically for like a shootout, bro. Like, what are you, like, what's going on? He must store his drugs in his giant fort. That's where they go. I have assault style rubber bands. I know alarming, isn't it? I'm tired of these talking heads referring to semi-automatic rifle as an assault rifle or an assault style rifle. It was just a rifle that a lunatic who wasn't even supposed to be in possession of a firearm used to assault people with. Stop with the BS already. Yeah. People that own firearms, the way these people talk about, they act like the guns did the shooting themselves, man. It's crazy. This case also illustrates a recurring problem with weapon bans, and state-level firearm restrictions. Declaring a firearm illegal does not guarantee criminals lose access to it. Massachusetts had some of the strictest gun laws in the United States, blue state, including prohibitions on many so-called assault weapons, but illegal possessions can still occur through several channels, right? Weapons may be trafficked across state lines for da-da-da-da. Okay, I understand that, and that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, throw the book at this guy, and it's just insane out there, bro. People are losing their minds. You got to stay safe, stay vigilant, stay on the lookout, and stay blessed, man. And I'll be back with more before you know it.